The Mass Effect Legendary Collection's been a pretty big failure so far, with all of the bad attention that it's been getting because of the $150 Legendary Cache that doesn't even come with a copy of the game, and because of censorship BioWare is bringing to these pretty damn good games. Now, basically, during an interview with the project director, he decided to admit that they toned down and censored quite a lot of the scenes with female Shepard and the other female characters, mainly changing things like camera angles that they deemed too unflattering, and he even said that they considered changing more things like changing character models, but he admitted that it would have been just too hard to do, which at least it was too hard for them to do, or else I think that this game would have been a complete disaster. So much of the content would have been butchered, but there's tons of people out there who are fighting back against the censorship, saying, we don't want to buy these games now, we don't want to support this collection, and good. I am so glad to see more people saying screw censorship and just being aware that companies are doing this more and more. But of course, there are people like game journalists and even game developers saying that anyone who is not just accepting the censorship and they're complaining about it are disgusting incels that can't get girlfriends and are just terrible people who only objectify women. So I want to bring up a couple of tweet threads because this has been quite a debate on social media. There are definitely people, like I said, defending the censorship, which I have to call out because I think that it is unacceptable that a company like BioWare can just get away with censoring things because game journalists underplay it, saying it's not that big of a deal, it's okay, it's only one or two things changed. So the first tweet thread that I want to bring up is this one. This person is a guides editor at Fanbyte Media. They said BioWare cut some of the questionable camera angles in Mass Effect 2, like this one focusing on Miranda's butt, and gamers are mad. So he decided to screenshot a couple of comments of mad gamers TM. Someone said to the devs doing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, if this is your stance on the game and you are going to tone it down despite it's an M-rated game, you can't be trusted that other elements won't be toned down or taken out for petty reasons. You have failed this game. I agree with this. When companies are willing to change one thing or two things, you don't even know what else is going to be changed. You don't know what else is going to be censored. I do not support censorship. I know a lot of you guys don't support censorship, and unfortunately a lot of game companies now can't be trusted. They say we want to stay true to this product, we want to respect fans and respect these amazing games, yet they go ahead and do something like this where they just change things and continue to change things until the end product barely even resembles the original product that they were working with. So the next screenshot says, just like that, I saved money from not buying this remaster. I will stick to my original copies. These people are so scared of female assets in video games. BioWare is a dead team due to EA ruining them and Anthem and now this. Again, another game that was completely butchered by EA and BioWare. It's just such a shame that we've seen so many games that have such potential come out and just completely be failures and flops. But BioWare has been a questionable company, obviously, since EA, bought them. And EA unfortunately ruins literally everything they touch. They've made one good game in the past 10 years, so it's not surprising to see them announce this remaster and all of these things go wrong, like this super, super expensive Legendary Cache Edition, and now censorship on top of the other problems. So I had actually retweeted this initial comment thread, but someone had commented on this post, but why even remove it though? It's an M-rated game with sex scenes in it, but somehow a shot of a woman's butt is too obscene for the adult audience? What sense does that make? This is the point that I made in my last video about this topic. It's an M-rated game. This is a game for adults, and we're talking about female characters that are fictional in fictional worlds. worlds doing fictional things. What does it matter if there's a butt shot or two, or if the camera angle hangs a little bit too much on their butt? And someone commented, "You can tell you're a man just from this comment. Apparently, guys, because I agree with this comment, I'm a man now." It's not that it's too obscene, it's not graphic, it's that it serves no purpose other than to highlight Miranda as a sexual object. It's unnecessary and cheapens the moment. And I had actually retweeted it and said, as a woman, I'd like to say BioWare censoring the focus on a female body, acting as if highlighting it is bad, is not only sexist, but it's pretty damn pathetic. Highlighting a beautiful, fictional by the way, character's body is more empowering and respectful than censoring it and hiding it away. And I know a lot of other females would agree with me. It is more empowering as a female to see sexy females in games, to see game developers respect the female body and bring focus to it and say, wow, we love seeing attractive females and we appreciate attractive females. At the end of the day, these are fictional characters doing fictional things. Does it matter if the camera angles focus a little bit too much on their butts? Now, this thread was actually sent to me on Twitter quite a few times by followers, but this person named Devin Smith, their is @DevGameDev, and their description, their bio says made some games in different roles. Halo, Mass Effect, Dead Space. It sounds like this person should be pretty well noted in the gaming industry. I had never heard of them, but their tweet was, "I worked on some of these games," again bringing attention to the fact that they worked on these games in some capacity. The shots being changed were dumb as heck at the time. They didn't pull off the femme fatale motif, the conversation didn't fit, and it turned dramatic moments into outright comedy. This isn't censorship, Mac wrote the damn thing. So people brought to my attention one of his social media pages, his Moby Games page, his developer sheet, if you will, and I was looking through it and instantly went, okay, he's not that sort of game developer. He didn't really have a hand in creating these games. He was a quality assurance tester. As you can see under quality assurance, it says Crackdown 3, Halo 4, Halo 5, Master Chief Collection, Connect Star Wars, and then Lord of the Rings Conquest and Mass Effect. He was a QA tester, not even a QA lead on something like Mass Effect. But the comments in his thread do get pretty toxic. He also said, "The Mass Effect Cinematics team is masterclass. Their work inspired me as I was getting my foothold in the industry, and their individual contributions to games continue to build and subtly bridge storytelling mediums." Someone commented, "Julia, it's okay. I have the entire trilogy on PC. With community texture mods, I can make it look as good as the Legendary Edition, and it is censorship regardless of who wrote it. Devs can self-censor." Good on Julia here, another female trying to bring attention to the fact that, censorship is bad and devs can self-censor. We're not talking about a game here that is brand new to the market. We are talking about a remaster. Remasters should be as authentic to the original product as possible. Companies shouldn't be changing things just because they feel like changing them. People in these companies should be respecting the original product as much as humanly possible. So unfortunately, as a lot of you guys know, there are a lot of game designers and game developers out there who really hate gamers. They do not care about the people that make them money, that help them have a career in this industry. They like to attack us at any given chance and basically say gamers are like the most toxic people on earth. And Josh Sawyer, who, if you look at his bio, is a video game designer, writer, and director, and he is the studio design director at Obsidian for Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, Fallout New Vegas, Icewind Dale 1 and 2, he is pretty notable in the industry, commented on the initial tweet that I had read saying, to all of the gamers who are heartbroken by this, if you go to Google and type in porn, you will find pictures of naked butts and more. It is so stupid that these people attack us, the ones who make them money. I am sick and tired of seeing developers outright insulting and attacking us, the people who open their wallets, our wallets, and buy their games, because our opinions are different than theirs, and God forbid we have our own opinions. We are allowed to voice our own opinions. We are allowed to be upset about games being censored. And with that being said, we are also allowed to not open our wallets the next time these devs launch a game. Now, I had actually retweeted Josh Sawyer's initial post, and I said, a game developer dunking on gamers that simply don't want censorship in their games, who want a remaster to be authentic to the original product, pretty freaking sad. And a lot of you guys agree with me as well. Some of the comments are things like, I was looking forward to it too. Oh well, luckily I still have the trilogy on the 360. Someone said it always starts with just a camera angle. That opens them up more to changes. Once that first change is made, it becomes easier and easier to justify more changes. It's not just butt shots, but a slippery slope, some nerds will say. Well, stop proving me right. It's so true. Once they censor one thing, they feel like they can continue to censor things, and eventually we end up with a product that doesn't even resemble an M-rated game, and then the ratings get lowered, and that's what companies want. They want lower ratings than they want a less adult content, because it still will appeal to a larger audience. And someone, Lyle actually, said, I'm so sick of this BS. Every time it's he, go watch adult content. Maybe people just want to play a game like they remembered it. I 100% agree with this comment. Censorship in the name of tastefulness is a lie. This whole situation just really sucks, because Josh Sawyer's been a part of a lot of projects that I've loved, like Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity. But telling people censorship is okay, just go watch adult content on Google instead of playing this game, isn't okay. It is gross of him to do, and it's low of any developer or journalist to do this. It's people like this that cause so much divide in the industry, and it's unnecessary and pathetic of people to do these things. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and share it and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.